Hey, it's Tim here. In today's video, we're doing something slightly different. I've got my headphones on because we're going to be doing a reaction to a video from Dreamforce. Now, Dreamforce is the annual conference at Salesforce. And of course, this year, like last year, has been sort of different. So there's been an online presence now, Dreamforce is known to be one of the largest conferences in the world. If you've been to a Tableau conference and you think that's big, wait till you see Dreamforce. Dreamforce is just on another level in terms of scale and in terms of the kind of people, the different products that are covered there. It's just something else. And of course, now that Tableau is part of the Salesforce family, it's actually quite important now that we start paying attention to the keynotes that are delivered at Salesforce, because of course that is now the new home for Tableau. So what I thought I'd do this time around is I'd do a live reaction to the Dreamforce keynote essentially for Tableau, if that makes sense. But what I want to do is start on the Salesforce Plus page, because this is actually where all the content is being hosted. Salesforce Plus was announced earlier in the year. Basically, whenever you hear a plus on a product, it's normally the streaming version of that particular product. I personally hate it. I don't know why everyone decided to do it. Maybe it's after Disney Plus. People just sort of took to that. I don't know. Who knows? But nonetheless, we're here. And so what you can do is you can go to the Dreamforce page. If I just click on that here, and it actually goes directly to the content just about Dreamforce in 2021. And if you go down, there's a whole bunch of different content. And actually, while we're here, it's kind of interesting. Dreamforce is a huge event. So what you have to do is you have to help people channel their time and energy, and you have to make sure that people kind of find the content they need to watch. But also there is a big presence after the event. So you also want to make it easy for people to browse the content that's been shared during the conference. And the way they're doing it is they're announcing episodes sort of throughout the whole entire conference, just to string out the content. It makes a lot of sense. But you can see here they're split by roles. And this is kind of interesting. So the key roles they have are sales, service, marketers, commerce, IT, admins, developers, architects, and partners. Pretty interesting that Trailblazers sort of front all of these except for service, marketeers, and commerce. I don't know why that is. That's obviously a very deliberate decision for some reason. If you know, let me know. And then you've got it by topic. And I found this actually the most interesting. So you've got the best of Dreamforce, which is like the super playlist. Then you've got Slack. Obviously, Salesforce acquired Slack. So Slack has its own sort of topic here. And that makes sense because it's very much its own product. Then you have the Customer 360. Now, if you know anything about Salesforce, they've been drumming on about the Customer 360 for a long while. I first noticed it roughly 2 years ago. I'm seeing adverts on TV now and even on YouTube channels that I follow. So it's quite a big thing. They're putting a lot of energy into it. Data integration, customer success, small business, financial services, health and life sciences, public sector, comms and media, retail, consumer goods, salesforce.org, and other industries. So these are clearly sort of industry verticals that they're pitching, and they're pitching sort of general capability. So I'd expect a lot of Tableau content to be in the data and integration space. So if I go click into that, let's just hit this button here. You can actually see there's a separate playlist, and the episodes are sort of labeled in here in order of how they appeared. So Tableau AI, essentially when Salesforce acquired Tableau, what they've done is they've taken the Tableau brand and applied it to most of the analytical features in Einstein with the Tableau brand. So Tableau AI is essentially what used to be called Einstein Analytics. So a lot of the content here will say Tableau AI. It will seem new to lots of Tableau users, but that's because it's a repackaging of all the products. And there've been various blog posts throughout the year to sort of highlight this as well. So there's a bit of MuleSoft, which is another key sort of part of the Salesforce world. Unlocking insights with Tableau. This is probably the first Dreamforce where Salesforce really want to introduce Tableau to its customers. I think from this point onwards, you really start to see Tableau being sold alongside other Salesforce products in one package. So you're going to see lots more content from Salesforce about Tableau that's going to feel like it's being sort of pitched to a very new audience, and that makes a lot of sense. You've got a couple more Tableau videos, but there's a lot of sort of different technologies here. So you see MuleSoft, you see Tableau AI, Einstein Analytics, you see a lot about Tableau, and you've actually got what I'd consider the keynote here from the Tableau's perspective. So that's actually what I'm going to react to. But if I just scroll down, you can see there's lots of great stuff in here. Slack First Analytics. This is a capability across Salesforce and Tableau and AWS. And so I'd expect this sort of playlist to sort of play out a little bit more over time. But in essence, if I go back and we go, that didn't work. If I go back and we go just to the explore more option here on the top page, this actually gives us a playlist of all the key content in the order that it was released. So this kind of shows you the chronology of Dreamforce online, at least. And so we want to go to episode, I think it's, episode 29, which came out a few days ago. Mark Nelson basically was leading this keynote. So if I click onto this, I think I have to click the play button to go to the page. And here we have it. Tableau, Unleash the Power of Your Data, starring Rob Birse, VP and Head of Global B2B E-commerce, Kellogg Company. So he's obviously a customer. Philip Cooper, Vice President, Product Tableau Salesforce. David Liu, Senior PM at Tableau. Mark Nelson, CEO, of course. Avni Wadhwa, I think, Director of Product Management at Salesforce. Aleene Webber, Director of Product Marketing at Tableau, and Francois Argentat. We all know Francois. We don't have to say who that is. CPO and TBD at Tableau. Okay. And so there's a bunch of other content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to react to this in sort of the raw format. I haven't watched this. I've been involved in a conversation about it, but I haven't actually watched the content. I read some notes about sort of what was covered in the conference. So I want to get stuck in and just see what we take of this. So I'm going to be pretty open and honest. I think a key role as a Zen master sometimes is to be sort of a critical friend in that sense. So I'm going to try and be as pragmatic and as honest as I can be from what I hear. And we're going to sort of reflect on it at the end as well. So let's get started and let's see what we find out. Okay, so right out of the bat, I think I do have to say one thing, which is it's so interesting how Salesforce marketing pitches the ecosystem of Salesforce. It's always done in this sort of very foresty and woody environment. So you always have trees. You've got this Einstein guy. There's always animals involved. Even the Salesforce Spring releases, those are all pitched around wildlife. There's this sort of analogy they're painting almost around nature and being in the wild. And it's sort of an interesting thing, because if you've ever seen a Salesforce interface, it's far from those calming kind of scenes. It's actually very clunky because it's essentially lots of things sort of plugged together. So I find that interesting, and it's been interesting to see that sort of migrate over to Tableau. We've seen Tableau staff start to, their emails have changed, their slide decks have changed. And so there's a lot of Salesforce looking stuff in this, and we should expect this at Tableau conference as well. Tableau does have its own identity, and it's sort of, I think, desperately trying to hold on to it as much as it can, because that's what most Tableau users are familiar with historically. But nonetheless, I think the Salesforce identity is a strong one, and I think it's just a matter of time before we kind of lose what we used to know as the Tableau identity and sort of image. So let's get stuck into this and see a bit more.
All right, it's time for everyone's favorite moment. It's the forward-looking statement. Today we'll be sharing some exciting news and announcements. Please make all of your purchasing decisions based on commercially available products.
Right. Okay, so this is exactly what I mean. I mean, you're coming out onto a stage and look at how much effort has gone into the stage. This isn't sort of accidental. The stage is very much set in this way. And this is important for two reasons. They know this is being filmed, so all of this also forms a backdrop. And it does try and paint an image about, I think, the not the ethos, but just the aura around the product, how you should feel around the product. This is sort of their message. You should feel calm, one with nature, natural, all these colors, green, yellow, blue. These are all very sort of natural colors, and that's what they try and associate themselves with. And that's a very deliberate ploy. I don't know why. I don't know too much about that in the past, but all I know from my experience in design is that is a very important sort of thing they're going for here. It's so deliberate, you can't sort of ignore it. So let's play on anyway. Here's Mark.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tableau keynote at Dreamforce 2021. We're so excited to have you join us today, those of you in person here in San Francisco and all of you online around the world.
Okay, so this is interesting. Dreamforce actually did have a few people at conference. That's interesting because the Tableau conference is not in person; it's all virtual, and that's an interesting. It's interesting that Dreamforce is sooner, and I believe there's a lot of sort of a difficulty with in America around vaccinations and the resurgence of the variant that originated in India. But it's interesting that some people have actually made it to the real event, and you can see them here on video. I wonder if those people are like a select few people that have sort of been granted access. So it's not the hundreds of thousands, but it's more like the thousands of people that have made it to the event, just to give it a bit of atmosphere. I will also say one small thing. Mark Nelson's lavalier mic is absolutely huge. Lavalier mics are supposed to be small, and I think they're outside. You can kind of see there's a little bit of wind. If you look at the bushes, there's wind blowing around. And I think he's got a massive sort of windshield on his lavalier mic. But you can also actually get these lavalier mic sort of clips that go underneath your top. So the lavalier mic could have been placed slightly differently to just not make it as obvious as it is. And it's not doing a good job of actually blocking the wind. I can hear that just in the audio. Maybe I'm being picky, but nonetheless, I can't help it. I mean, it's the CEO of Tableau. You could have at least given them like a decent lav mic. Anyway, never mind.
I'm Mark Nelson, President and CEO of Tableau. And today we have some exciting innovations to share with you.
Cool.
But first, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you to our new listeners. Thank you for tuning in today. And thank you to our existing customers. Thank you for your business. And thank you for the feedback that make our products better every release.
That's an interesting opening statement. He first started by saying thank you to the new watchers. So very much acknowledging the new audience. And then obviously not forgetting the heritage of Tableau, thanking past customers. I think that's an important sentiment. We'll maybe touch on it later. Let's watch the rest and see if it comes up again. But just wanted to sort of highlight that.
We're working in an all digital work from anywhere world. Data has never been more important because every digital transformation is a data transformation.
Right.
As you go digital, you get new data that helps you see your business and your customers in an entirely new way. Mm-hmm. Data is the lifeblood of every organization. Mm-hmm. And here at Tableau, our mission has always been to help people see and understand data.
Right.
And because people are at the center of our mission, we help organizations of every size and in every industry establish a data culture. And then
interesting. I think the choice of word is very smart there. I don't know what you heard when you heard that, but we help is a very important word. Help doesn't mean that you get them there. It doesn't mean that you do it for them. Help. It's like one part of a bigger picture. And so, yeah, let's see what else he says.
In establishing a data culture, there are two pieces, the technology piece and the people piece. One of the best parts of my job is I get to talk to customers and leaders who have established great data cultures all the time. And I hear some main themes in those conversations on what they want from the technology that helps them establish those data cultures.
Okay, yeah.
First is to bring analytics to the people. You have to have it so you have data and analytics where people work every day. And that means embedding analytics into the applications where they work.
Right.
Second is to make it easy for people to get to the answers that they want. That means people of all technical skills have to easily get to the answers and insights that they need.
Right.
It also means being powerful tools like AI and ML to everyone without making them become data scientists. If you can bring those intelligent insights to your users, your tool will be loved by people. And that love of the tool is key to adoption and utilization to truly establish a data culture.
Okay.
If you're going to have all of your users using data, it has to be trusted and governed. That's both for the security of your data and to know that the insights that people are getting from that data are accurate and can be trusted. And last, but certainly not least, is to have collaboration built in. Because collaboration is the key to getting those insights and answers across your entire organization and truly establishing that data culture.
This is really cool because, well, maybe jumping ahead there, but I'm interested in this because he's put on here. It's interesting, really interesting. blocks for a data-driven organization, and there's sort of a level of layers behind this, embedded in business apps. In that image, you can see Salesforce, and you can see something embedded inside of Salesforce. I don't think it's actually a Tableau dashboard. It might be a Tableau dashboard, but it's too small to really make it out. Easy and smart. Einstein there. That's a little hint towards Einstein Analytics. Loved by people, talking about the love for Tableau desktop, Tableau public, and sort of the existing sort of heritage around Tableau. Its users commonly talk about how much they enjoy using it. Trust and governance, this is pointing at Tableau server, and then collaborative, hinting towards Slack here in that screenshot, but what they're really talking about is the ability for people to sort of engage in discussions with data recently with Slack, but on Tableau server and commenting and all these capabilities, as well as inside of Salesforce. Einstein has also allowed people to sort of do the same kind of thing. So it's interesting that these are the sort of 5 pillars that they talk about for the data-driven organization. So let's see what else Mark has to say.
Now, I know that's a lot to take in and a lot to keep in your head. So the good news is no matter where you are on your data culture journey, Tableau can help.
Oh, yeah?
And today we're going to talk about 3 steps to get started to truly unleash the power of your data. The first of these steps is speed. We'll talk about how to get started quickly and discover insights fast. The next is intelligence, how to get intelligence infused throughout your business and to make data-driven decisions.
All right.
And last but not least is collaborate, and how you collaborate on all your amazing insights to build a strong data culture. So get started on this journey and talk about our first step. I'm going to bring out Francois to talk about speed.
Great. So Francois is the Chief Product Marketing Officer. Yeah, I think Francois' role is a role. But anyway, let's listen.
The first step in building a data culture is helping everyone make better decisions faster. Because speed matters. Getting data into the right hands of the right people at the right time is the difference between thriving and barely surviving. But there are a lot of challenges to getting that data to the people. Getting speed is really, really hard. As we're accelerating the digital transformation, we're also accelerating the data transformation. The average enterprise has over 900 applications generating data. There's data everywhere. And with all of that data, we're drowning in data and lacking in insights. It could take months to get value from all of that data. What we want is to unlock all of that data and make it easily accessible to everyone. It's not a data explosion, it's data chaos. And this is where Tableau comes in. We provide built-in connectors to all of your applications. Whether that data is sitting in databases or applications, on premises or in the cloud, we can help you get to that data quickly.
So this is interesting. What they've chosen on this list is very interesting because in the past, it's not been this. In the past, it's been this sort of very old, like laggard databases like Microsoft SQL Server, what is it? Redshift, all those kind of databases, standard, I forget the term for them. It's not coming to me. It's coming to me. Oh no. Anyway, just the traditional databases that you've always heard of, Oracle, those kind of thing. This is interesting. Data Armor, Salesforce, Marketing Cloud, Salesforce, Salesforce CDP, Salesforce, MuleSoft, Salesforce, Commerce Cloud, coming. I think Commerce Cloud is part of Salesforce. Azure, interesting. They'd call out a pretty big competitor in this sense, Microsoft. Box, literally file storage system. Databricks, a very, very up and coming sort of piece of technology in the industry. Google Analytics, yes, people always looking at Google Analytics data. Is actually one of the most watched videos on my channel as well. Google BigQuery, standard big data source, Snowflake, SAP, and more. So they've picked out some of the most forward-looking and freshest data sources in the industry. So it's sort of interesting. And yeah, the connectors are there. There's a little obviously caveat. Not all those connectors exist in all parts of the product, but across the Tableau platform, there are generally that many connectors. And you can obviously add more with ODBC connectors, web data connectors, and so on and so forth. So
we provide out-of-the-box connectors to everything. And we're introducing new connectors for Salesforce data, new connectors for Marketing Cloud, Commerce Cloud, Datorama, MuleSoft, and the brand new Salesforce CDP. Tableau is the fastest way to get from data to insights for the entire customer 360. But for those of you that live and breathe Salesforce data, well, we got something for you too. We're introducing Salesforce Data Pipelines. Salesforce Data Pipelines is the easiest and fastest way to prepare, transform, and augment your Salesforce data.
So this looks like an Einstein Analytics sort of evolution. It feels like something that Einstein Analytics was working on before, because this visual sort of documentation, this sort of visual design of a product, if Tableau was doing this, it would look more like Tableau Prep. If it was going to be sort of built by the same sort of group of people, but this looks different. This looks more akin to sort of Einstein Analytics. But let's keep watching.
It's built right into Salesforce, so you get the trust, the scale, and the performance that you expect with Salesforce. So now all of that Salesforce data can be easily prepared and loaded directly into the trusted CRM. Okay, so now that we have access to all of this data, how do we bring it out to people?
Right.
And Tableau is the easiest way to get data and insights. But we want to go one step further. We're bringing Tableau everywhere across the customer 360. We're bringing it to every Salesforce cloud and every industry. We're introducing pre-built dashboard starters.
So something that's hitting me hard here is that, man, I am not in tune with the Salesforce ecosystem language, right? I generally know what the 360 is. I know what the sort of general tools are, but it's so interesting to hear Tableau executives talking very fluently about different parts of the Salesforce ecosystem, because to a Salesforce audience, you're probably completely in tune with this. If you're a trailblazer or someone who's lived and breathed Salesforce for the last few years, you're probably pretty aware of all of these parts. But as someone who, well, dare I say, a Tableau Zen master, this is all very foreign to me, and it's not sort of what I understand of Tableau. So yeah, I'll come back to this point a little later on. But yeah, let's keep listening.
To help you go from data to insights in minutes. These dashboard starters provide built-in best practices for your industry and for your use case. It includes key performance indicators, transformations, and pre-built dashboards that help you bring your data to life.
This is really interesting because a few weeks or maybe a couple of months ago, Salesforce announced they were buying a partner in the Nordics, I think. I can't remember exactly. Let me see if I can try and find it. So let's try Salesforce acquires Tableau partner. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. I think I found it. I had to search quite a bit on Google, but here we go. I think I found it. It's this particular welcome, Lintao SA to the Tableau data fam. We're thrilled Salesforce has acquired Lintao SA, a global Tableau partner based in Switzerland that delivers analytics dashboard templates and consulting expertise in dashboard designs. Welcome to the Tableau team. Okay, so if I go and search this particular company, we probably will find something. Here you go. And so looking for a dashboard, they're clearly like a dashboarding templating kind of company. So let's see, you can kind of, it looks like a shopping cart for different, they seem to have like a bunch of dashboards for different industries ready to go. And it's kind of interesting. Let's see, they have Tableau, Power BI and so on and so forth, but it's probably their dashboards in the Tableau space that got most people very interesting. So they have different sorts of build and design processes. It's kind of interesting how they go about it. They've got their sort of general area there. Let's see what this is.
Any relational data source. Design, dashboard templates.
So this is just like a marketing video. I mean the template. Oh, man, like I'm two minds about templates. templates are sort of weird. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they're like. But anyway, we're getting off sidetracked here. Tableau acquired this company a few months ago, and then, hey, what do you know? There are lots of starter templates ready to go in Salesforce. I should have said Salesforce acquired that company a few months ago, but technically Salesforce is Tableau, so it was actually Tableau. But nonetheless, hey, we have some dashboards ready to go. Surprise, surprise.
And we know that data is a competitive differentiator. The organizations that can utilize that data effectively are able to generate better business outcomes and deliver better services. And nobody has unlocked data as well as Kellogg's. Kellogg's is truly
Cue the customer.
Innovator in the data transformation and in analytics. And it's my pleasure and honor to introduce Rob Birse, Head of Global B2B E-commerce, to share you his story. Rob? Virtual fist bump. Welcome to Dreamforce.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. What a beautiful day.
That's fantastic. Tell us about your role at Kellogg's.
So you heard I'm responsible for global B2B e-commerce. So it's very much an innovation role. There's a lot of things happening, but fundamentally, it's all about powering the vision that we've put together. We're looking to change the industry's approach to value creation, especially across the long tail of retail. This segment, we feel is very important and can unlock a lot of potential for us. So we're starting with obviously providing enterprise-level analytics to thousands of retailers so that we can collaborate digitally with them and share insights that can help power their growth from today, tomorrow, and into the future. So we think it's a very, very powerful value proposition, and I'm just personally excited to see how it unfolds.
Now, I have to say, like I'm going to say this about fast-moving consumer goods companies, and that is that they talk a good talk. But when having worked, I think, nearly half of my consulting life for fast-moving consumer goods companies, they talk a good talk. However, when you actually get down to the detail, like if you actually boil down what's being said and what's being done on the ground, it can look very, very different. So they are great people to have on the stage because they do very much live at the sort of frontier of data. Pretty much everything they do is data. Things like running promotions, looking at things like retail price indexes around the world, things like distribution, everything around the fast moving consumer business is about sort of fine-tuning costs at such a minute level because of the scale that they operate at. So data is very much at the heart of that. So absolutely great customer to have on stage. But I always say, look, you really have to pay attention to what's actually being said and what's actually being shown to evaluate for yourself whether the sort of the claims match the reality, if that makes. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying these statements can sound grand, but when you actually get down on the ground, it's a very, very different world. So let's just keep listening.
That's incredible. So Rob, how is Kellogg's using Salesforce and Tableau to drive business outcomes for all your retailers out there?
Yeah, so it's a multifaceted approach. We're trying to build a single common platform that allows us to create value across our customer base and solve e-commerce problems for the markets that we work across.
That was just a masterclass in how to say something without saying anything. Okay. Let me, instead of jumping to conclusions, let me just finish this and just see. Francois just basically asked, how are you doing it? Okay. Let's wait and see.
So, in our, value proposition, we're trying to find a path to create the tools that turn the lights on. You'll be surprised, or maybe you won't, but many of our retailers, especially the small retailers, have no insight into how they're performing versus their peers. By logging in to mykellogg.com, which is, of course, powered by Commerce Cloud, and then accessing the Tableau data powered by Einstein, we're able to provide every retailer with the ability to see how they're comparing themselves versus their peer groups, and then also monitor their growth.
That's really interesting. See, when you dig down, he uses the word Tableau, but he's actually talking about Salesforce and Einstein analytics. Really key point there. Really key point.
As they action some of the recommendations that we're bringing. Now, this is the interesting part. The recommendations themselves are what changes everything. We're able to now identify the most important products that represent the ideal assortment in every store, in every part of the world, no matter what store it is, size, shape, location. And from there, we can make recommendations that ensure that every store can maximize shelf revenue today in line with consumer demand. Totally game-changing. Fantastically exciting.
That's amazing. That's a game changer. It's speed, it's intelligence, it's collaboration, all built in.
Absolutely.
So last question for you. Why did you choose Tableau?
So I think I still stand by my statement. He said what's going on. He didn't actually say how. He said what they're using. He's talking about Einstein Analytics. He's talking about Salesforce. He's talking about the outcomes and so on and so forth, and that's fine. But he didn't actually say how. What is Einstein Analytics actually doing to arrive at these predictions? Einstein Analytics is an off-the-shelf product. Salesforce, I think we know what that's involved in. It's basically the platform they log into. But what exactly is it doing? That's not really in this question. They're just basically talking about the fact that they're using it, and that's it. There's no real how underneath that. But this is part of conference. So, you know, this chap from Kellogg's is not going to get on stage and tell the whole world how exactly they're using it, because of course it's a competitive advantage. So he has to talk about it in these cryptic ways. But I just wanted to call that out. But yeah.
Clearly, you're getting a lot of value. What were some of the deciding factors to choosing Tableau to help you power this transformation?
3 reasons. The first is we wanted to stay on platform. We wanted to make sure the applications we were using played well together and make sure that we weren't handicapping the extensibility of the platform going forward. 2 is that we wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to use speed and velocity, but have flexibility. So we have thousands, if not millions, of pieces of data we wanted to consume and then test with the customer to make sure that it was resonating and delivering against our promise. And then the final thing is ensuring that we're able to do all of this and make it easy to consume through a mobile device. And Tableau did all of that for us.
That's amazing.
Interesting. Again, the use of Tableau, right? What is interesting there is those key points were the kind of things that you know, people talk about in business and operations as being the desirable outcomes of things. So it's again Tableau and Salesforce making sure that Rob's talking points here really ring home to people. I wouldn't be surprised if Rob's talking points and sort of what he was going to say was refined a little bit to sort of touch on these things, because he's a customer as well. So he is sort of speaking true to this phenomenon. He wouldn't be on stage speaking to it if he didn't believe he spoke to it. But the choice of words, the choice of points, that can sometimes be a collaborative thing.
Amazing. Well, thank you for being a trailblazer. Thank you for being here and sharing your story.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Take
Rob.
care.
Cheers.
So that was really interesting. Like, we didn't see anything. We didn't really get a how. And there you go, off the stage. Here we go, Rob at Kellogg doing these great things. Maybe there's a session that Rob does a little later on where you get hands-on. At a normal Tableau conference, you would get something like that where you sort of get into the deep dive, and it's an hour session. So I'll try and look around and see if there's maybe a session where Rob does go into that into more detail. But again, if I was honest, it's the kind of thing that a business consultant would have turned up and said they were going to do for you prior to delivering the project. So it's nothing really sort of that surprising. But it's nice that, you know, Rob as a customer feels confident getting up and saying that this is what it is actually doing for us. It takes a lot, you know, to stand up and sort of back a product in that way.
So speed, intelligence, and collaboration were core to Kellogg's success. And intelligence is at the heart of Salesforce and at the heart of Tableau. And I'm pleased to welcome Avni to share with you how we're bringing intelligence across the Tableau and Salesforce platform. Avni?
Thank you, Francois, and welcome to all of you here. I am so excited to talk to you about my favorite topic, intelligence. As Francois just showed us, the first step to building a data culture is giving your people insights fast. But to take your analytics to the next level, you need AI built everywhere that you work.
Okay, so this is a very big call out that this is what we used to call Einstein analytics, augmented analytics, business science. Tableau sort of launched a big push around this in the last year or so, and data science. So how this stuff sort of integrates with everything else, and these are sort of the talking points here. So this is good. Let's hear more.
The problem is not everyone has access to AI, right? Just data scientists? Well, here at Tableau, we believe that every person in your business should have access to intelligent, actionable insights. That's why we've created a spectrum of analytics for every single person in your business, from your business users to your data scientists.
Interesting.
Today, I want to focus on two key parts of the spectrum, though. So on the left, we have what's called augmented analytics, which is perfect for your sales and service reps who need quick insights right where they work and in the language that they speak. And then in the middle, we have what's called business science, which brings the power of data science to more people, making the people with business context equipped with more powerful insights than ever before. But you might be wondering, why is this spectrum important? This spectrum is the key for us to provide all of you here today with a unified analytics platform, or in other words, a unified view of the data across your enterprise. We want to empower your people with intelligence, whether their data lives in Tableau, the Salesforce Customer 360, or anywhere else across the enterprise. But part of the magic of Tableau is being able to show you how easy it is to use. So I'm going to bring Phil Cooper up, who's going to walk you through how you can embed intelligence in every step of your analytics journey. Over to you, Phil.
This is one big relay race. They keep bringing people on, who bring people on, who bring people on.
Today, to set the stage, I'm going to play the role of a brand manager at a large CPG company. And what you're going to see next is my go-to dashboard. I use this to track.
Just want to say he's wearing a Tableau t-shirt. That is an original Tableau t-shirt. That's really good to see.
Customer engagement across all my brands and all through their channels. I use this every day. And we built it with a startup for Salesforce CDP. And what it does is it leverages the data collection and unification power of the state of Salesforce.
Interesting. So this is a Tableau dashboard. There I was thinking this is all about Einstein analytics, but this is a Tableau dashboard. I know that because that filters very much Tableau. The font, Benton Sands, which is the Tableau font. This design is very, very common in Tableau worlds. These buttons, they're the default button styles. Little point here, these aren't all the same size. It could have been a bit of refinement there. Could have been a bit of refinement on the spacing. I'm being pernickety here, but nonetheless, this is very much a Tableau dashboard. So this is interesting.
Salesforce CDP. And ultimately gives me a complete picture of all my customer touch points. Now, you heard about Francois talking about speed, and I use starters like this to deliver fast. And just today, a new project landed on my desk, and I absolutely do not have time to build from scratch. So luckily, Tableau has a way for me to get going really quickly. Francois mentioned that library of best-in-class dashboard templates. We have over 100 of these available today. And I can select the brand performance template to get going quickly. You'll see this. I'm going to click on this right now. This is going to be the best choice for me because it has key KPIs that I need to analyze my business, like revenue, customer lifetime value, and churn, and all the key dimensions.
So I'm going to pause this and just go check something, see if maybe I've missed something. So dashboard starters. Let's go just check this and see. Interesting. So what is interesting here is I'm trying to see, look, where is this thing? I went to look on the website and it has these dashboard starts for Tableau Online, and it's got a few here, but it hasn't got as many as sort of a listed there, over 100 and something. So let me search this. Maybe I'm searching the wrong thing. Extension gallery. Here we go. Tableau extension gallery. Here we go. This is interesting. So this is what I think this page is. You can see home, dashboard extensions, dashboard starters, connectors, and data sets. Here we see dashboard extension connectors. We don't see data sets, and we don't see dashboard starters. So I very much think that the extension gallery is going to be sort of augmented to have all of this. And I think this is what's technically being talked about here. So I expect to see some sort of dashboard starters announcements And what we're seeing here is actually a beta, which is why at the very top, it's sort of chopped off. The other key thing to notice here is that the SF here is someone's logged into something. So this is obviously going to be part of some sort of experience when you log in somewhere. And then you're going to be able to browse this marketplace of extensions and then pull them into your server. So I think that's what's going on here. Glad we found that.
Of my business like customer segment. Now, I can use this as is. I can also customize it.
So that's interesting. He clicked on that and it took you straight into Tableau desktop and it took you into web edit. And that animation wasn't authentic. It kind of just, just added it and it skipped a few steps. I think they're deliberately trying to sort of skip out those steps because they're planning this. This is coming in the future. It's not sort of worked out yet. So, because this hasn't been announced, nothing. So it's not even in a beta anywhere on Tableau sort of
favorite part,
program.
Einstein discovery predictions. I think this is going to be the icing on the cake. So what we're doing right now is connecting to a live predictive model deployed on Salesforce. And we're going to bring into the dashboard real-time, in-context predictions. And we're going to do this with just a few clicks. And
what I don't like about that demo is that he just skipped past the reasons he was clicking what he was clicking. It was like, da-da-da-da-da-da, you see, da-da, amazing. And okay, I'm sure this should be here, but nonetheless,
now, what I have
it's a bit fast.
To my historical churn rate is predicted churn likelihood. This will give me actionable views into my business and I can slice and dice those however I want with the power of Tableau. Now, voila, insights, predictions, ready for my team to access. You've heard maybe that Slack is now part of the Salesforce family.
Yeah.
And of course, I can share in that channel. Now, we're in Slack, and check this out. I see an alert about unfulfilled orders.
I will say, I'm currently experiencing a bug, and it's not just me, where I can't even get the Slack app installed. The Tableau app installed in the Slack correctly. I've filed a ticket with Tableau support and they've sent me off to Slack support. So now I'm waiting for Slack support and I bet you Slack support's going to say, go over to Tableau support. So I like that they're showcasing this stuff, but right now I'm on Tableau Online. I'm trying to set this up and it doesn't work. So when I make a video about it, I will show the detail of that. So, at the point where there's actually something to see rather than like a failed install, I'll show you that sort of whole process. But nonetheless, I'm always sort of, reticent when a company says, hey, look, this is live now. And then, here I am actually trying to do it and it doesn't work as advertised. It's some sort of a broken integration piece. So let's hope that gets solved quickly. If you've managed to get Slack working in your Tableau online environment or Tableau server environment, let me know. But if not,
this
we'll find out.
Problematic. I want to understand this better. So I'm going to use explain data to show what's driving that spike. Looks like something to do with fitness bars.
Okay.
Now I've got further questions.
So this is funny because I started this session thinking this was about Einstein analytics, and now it's like the greatest hits of Tableau. Explain data, Tableau web authoring, the gallery that we've just talked about, Einstein and being embedded inside of Tableau.
I'm going to use Ask Data to dive deeper into that issue right here. So I'm asking what campaigns are currently running for fitness bars. Boom, I get answers. And I'm going to take this suggestion.
Okay, that is pretty cool. That is new and that is pretty cool. In a Slack conversation, he's actually just sent a question back to, I assume, Tableau, and Ask Data has actually somehow responded with a chart. That is new. And it's okay. That just blew my mind. Like, that is pretty cool. Conversational analytics in Slack with the power of Tableau. I would love to see how resilient that is to a whole host of questions and data sets, but nonetheless, assume you have to treat the data in a specific way, have Einstein Analytics do some sort of questioning and so on. The question asks, what campaigns are currently running for fitness bars? And there's a score. So I do think it's using Einstein Analytics. So I'm sure there are certain things that have been set up, but still very cool. And look at that. There's context, there's a chart. It's not bad, I don't think. I think it's pretty good.
By adding end dates. Now, you'll see if you look at this really carefully, the full sports campaign ends on October the 1st. This is important information, something I want to share with my team because it's actionable. They're going to be able to work with this and potentially adjust our future campaigns to avoid stretching our marketing facilities. So there you have it. In just a few minutes, we brought together the full power of Salesforce to complete my analysis. We leveraged the Salesforce CDP, Tableau dashboard starters, predictions from Einstein Discovery, and a collaboration and insights in Slack. I'm going to hand it back to you, Avni.
Okay, what I will say is that transition was a bit disingenuous. I would love to see anyone at Tableau move through all of those things as quickly as he did, and then say they did it in a few minutes. I think it's fair to say that you could do that in maybe 10 to 15 minutes, but not in a few minutes. I think that is a bit of a stretch. If I'm wrong, though, I'd love to be proven wrong on this. If anyone can move through, where did we even start? I've even forgotten. Salesforce CDP, there was that dashboard. He wanted to add something. He clicked on it. He brought it in. He wanted some more data. A new campaign came in. He went off the dashboard starters, plugged it in, set it up, wanted to add something from Einstein Analytics, dragged it in, set it up, go there, share it with his team on Slack. People ask questions on Slack, come back, ask some more questions, ask data, comes back with a response, adds another attribute to ask data, it comes back with a follow-up response. That in a few minutes, I think is a bit of a stretch. And the person doing that, I don't think would be the same person. For one person to go through that whole entire flow, that to me would be something like a Tableau creator, someone who's very comfortable going between Salesforce, Tableau, and Slack. And that kind of user is actually quite rare. So I'm not trying to be unfair, but I'm just critiquing that workflow and thinking that is a good bit of marketing, but that flow sells a world and a vision that I don't think is realistic today yet. Okay.
Thanks, Phil. That was an awesome demo. One of the things that Phil touched on in his demo is called Ask Data. Ask Data is an augmented analytics feature which allows users to discover answers faster with AI. With Ask Data, a business user can ask a question in natural language.
So this is such a mind mess, God. So Ask Data is a Tableau feature, and it looks like here what's happened is they've brought it to Salesforce. So they've literally lifted it and they've started putting it inside of Salesforce, and it's working in the Salesforce context. Very same way we see it working inside of Tableau. So this is sort of what you expect. Salesforce features come into Tableau, Tableau features go into Salesforce. It's not quite that third tier integration where the two minds come together and make something completely new that you would never have got before. Maybe that's what's coming next. So let's see more.
Such as, what are my sales going to be next quarter? And get an in-context answer that allows them to dig deeper. The best part about it is that this experience is available in Tableau, Salesforce, and we're bringing it to Slack next. By bringing intelligent insights to your users, you're helping them get more out of their data, become more data-driven, and ultimately make more confident business decisions. But all of that is an example of how we've brought data science to business users. We've also made advancements for our more technical audience. Introducing multi-class classification. For all of you out there building models with Einstein Discovery, Einstein just got a little bit smarter. With multi-class classification, you can now classify a record in up to 10 buckets, up from the 2 that were previously supported.
Okay.
This means that your predictions can be more complex, you can solve for more use cases, all while maintaining full model explainability through clicks, not code. Now that we've seen the power of intelligent insights
I mean, we blew past that, but the key thing was running in my mind is how data literate do you have to be doing things at that level? If I just go back, let's just listen to that again.
Up from the 2 that were previously supported. This means that your predictions can be more complex, you can solve for more use cases, all while maintaining full model explainability through clicks, not code.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're using models, data models, right? Or predictive models, sorry. And then you're classifying things into groupings. And you're doing it through clicks, not code. Okay, fine. But what I always have to argue is, look, who exactly is doing this? Is this like a standard business user? In my experience, data literacy levels, the person who's doing this has to have a very adept level of understanding of that data and data literacy to be able to sort of navigate this kind of tooling and be comfortable. This wasn't the data science level. The data science level was next. This is sort of the middle step between, I'm a basic user asking simple questions and being the business user who knows their stuff and knows their answers. Maybe I'm not putting enough faith in the business user in this sense, but I think, model explainability, and I think it's a bit of a stretch. I'm not trying to be a skeptic. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Let me know.
Now that we've seen the power of intelligent insights for every single person in your business, I'm going to pass it over to Aleene, who's going to walk you through the final step of building a data culture. Over to you, Aleene.
Thanks, Avni. So we've seen some amazing content on how to unleash the power of your data and develop a data culture. But discovering intelligent insights fast is not where this stops. Today, I'm excited to talk about how you can leverage those insights to collaborate with your team and further develop a data culture with the newest member of our Salesforce family, Slack. Our product management team has been hard at work to develop brand new features so you can take powerful insights from Tableau and share them inside of Slack. Imagine you're a sales rep and you live and breathe in Slack, collaborating on deals. But you've got a question about your data. You do not need to exit Slack and jump into a dashboard, because now we've made it possible with Ask Data in Slack to ask questions about your data without ever leaving the flow of work. So what if I'm inside of Tableau and I discover an amazing insight?
So it's interesting here because they're saying these are coming in spring of 2022. That is April or May next year. Einstein Discovery in Slack and Ask Data in Slack coming next. Well, GA Spring 22, that's even further. Tableau notification in Slack is already available. I don't know what GA means, but I don't know what GA means. If you know what GA means, let me know. But spring 22 is next year, and coming 22, that could be any time next year. So if they're not even giving a season, then I'm going to assume it's later than spring 22. So that's really interesting. So everything we saw before with Ask Data in Slack wasn't actually real, because you can see here that it's coming next year. So that must have been some sort of product walkthrough. They've sort of skipped through screenshots as if the feature's working, because that's where they're heading with that. Hence the forward-looking statements come at the very beginning, showing you stuff that's coming but isn't necessarily confirmed or baked in.
That I want to share with my team. Do I need to guide my team to where I found that insight in Tableau? No, because now we've made it possible to share dashboards and recommendations from Tableau inside of Slack. And with Einstein Discovery in Slack, you're able to easily and simply see insights, recommendations, and predictions from Einstein Discovery.
One of the challenges with doing this outdoors is obviously nature. It's super windy. I have to say that wind, whatever it is on the lavalier mic, is doing nothing at the moment. I don't know. It must have been the cheapest wind muff ever. I've got a small one on a lavalier mic, and honestly, if I stood outside in like a freaking blizzard, you would still not be able to hear the wind. So you can get better Lav Mics, protectors. It might be that she's standing literally facing the wind, and her body is sort of acting like a wind sort of wall. So the air is sort of going right past the lavalier, in between the lavalier and sort of where she's got it clipped. So you're hearing it more than you should. But typically, again, lavalier placement, if you put them in the right place, generally shouldn't have that much wind sort of coming through, especially if you've actually got a sort of wind cover on there. That sounds more like a pop filter rather than a wind muff. In fact, let me show you what that shit. I don't know why I'm going on a tangent, but I love my tech, so we're going to go on a tangent here. If I grab this is a proper wind muff for a Lav Mic. Okay, let's see if I can put that in front of the camera and get it to focus. You see that? So the reason it's nice and fluffy is because that's actually what stops the wind. So what it looks like they've done is they've just put like a pop filter, but it's doing nothing to block the air that's actually blowing through that. So so pro tips on lavalier mic placement. I don't know why I went on that tangent. It's just annoying me, so I felt like I had to drop some knowledge on audio
Slack
equipment.
to
I don't
make
know why.
decisions faster.
Let's carry on.
So we've talked about business science, and we've talked about Slack first analytics. Let's see these come together in a demo. I'm going to pass it over to David Lowe, Senior Product Marketing Manager, is going to show us all of this in action. David,
Cool.
take it away.
Thanks, Aleene. Hey, everyone. I'm David, and I'm so excited to be here with you all today. For the purposes of this demo, I'm not going to be David, the product marketer. I'm going to be David, the sales manager, who works with Phil that you met in the last demo. Now, as a sales manager, I lead a team of sellers, and it's my job to make sure that they have everything they need in order to crush their quota every single quarter. So I need to be on top of my data. I need to be able to access and share actionable insights with my entire team. Fortunately, Einstein can help. Einstein Discovery for Reports looks across all of my past data. It's looking to see what the key drivers are that have affected my team's ability to win deals in the past.
That's thrown him off because that's not his slide. You can see like there's a brief moment there where he was like, that's not my slide. And it says Tableau Developer Portal and Dashboard Extensions API. So let's see how he kind of rescues this, because you can see here, I've stopped it on the exact frame where he's like, what the hell is that? Let's see.
And soon you'll see the demo on the screen. So.
I called it right there. They definitely have the wrong thing. Poor guy. That's not his fault because he hasn't got one of these clickers. So it's not him. They've obviously given him a cue point and they've gone to the wrong slide or the wrong demo. They're supposed to sort of go to specific points when they say something, and they've gone to the wrong place.
So
this is like the worst. Oh my word. And this is not this guy's fault whatsoever. Like when this happens to you, when you're not in control of your own slides and this happens to you and you had a talking point that relied on talking about what's on screen and then it doesn't turn up, you're probably thinking, should I pause and wait and get the technical issue solved? Oh, wait, this is being recorded. Should I try and fill time for air? It's super tough. So, man, I feel for this guy.
In the meantime, I'll tell you more about Einstein Discovery. Einstein Discovery is now on the screen. Einstein Discovery
so well filled. I love that they got it up right as he was about to say something else.
Reports allows me to, with a single click, look across all of my past.
Okay, he's back on track,
data.
which is great.
It's looking at my historical data and going through all the possible combinations and permutations to understand what the factors were that helped my team close deals in the past. And it's fast. Right away, Einstein surfaces insights for me. Here, we can take a look at route to market. We can see which route to market has most significantly impacted my team's ability to close deals. And then I can have my team focus on that. But that's not all. I can take it a step further. I can use data prep recipe to further enrich my sales data with no-code ML transforms.
This is interesting. This very feels like the DNA of Tableau Prep being brought into Salesforce. So you can kind of start to see why Salesforce acquired Tableau. It's a very sort of interesting sort of thing to see.
Predicting missing values, clustering. Let's take a closer look at clustering. So what clustering does is it looks across my opportunities and it starts to group like accounts. It's AI-powered segmentation that's surfacing hidden insights into buying patterns that then inform my white space analysis. This white space analysis helps my team do stronger targeting, more effective targeting. And within my white space analysis dashboard, I can drill down to the individual account level. Let's take a look at 24/7 convenience stores. Based on my white space analysis, I can see that the rep for this account should suggest selling energy drinks because other customers within that same cluster have been successful selling that. Now, this is actionable feedback, and I need to get it out to my team. That's where Slack comes in play. My team works and collaborates in Slack every single day.
Tableau CRM in the app.
It's easy to access dashboards just like this one and then share it with your entire team with just a click. But that's not all. I can also access Einstein Discovery directly within Slack. It's as easy as opening this report, clicking on Run Predictions, and getting a likelihood to close for all of these open deals. Not only that, but I get AI-powered recommendations on how to improve that likelihood as well. Just a couple more clicks, and I've shared that with my entire team. Now, with all of this AI-powered guidance, my entire team can sell more quickly. so they need a smarter and faster way to quote as well. Fortunately, Einstein is built directly into my quoting process. Here, you see Einstein suggesting a discount between 45 and 46%, along with a prediction on the likelihood that my customer will accept. So when my rep submits this quote, automation makes it so that this quote, which meets certain criteria, is automatically accepted. My team is so much more efficient because they don't have to wait for me to approve it.
Right.
Now, all of this AI-powered guidance is helpful for us anywhere, even when we're on site with our customers. Just last week, we were at a customer's warehouse. And right from the warehouse floor, I could take out my phone, scan a barcode with the Tableau CRM app, and immediately get order insights, sales data on products.
All right.
Now, this is insights right where we work, and it really increases our customers' confidence. So whether you're working from home, you're working from the office, or you're working directly with your customer.
I just want to pause there and go back a couple of steps. This, to me, is really cool. I'm actually super passionate about this exact field. What's going on here is you're holding up an iPad, as you can see, and it's sort of recognizing the QR code and pulling out the facts, and it's sort of like augmented reality, and it's sort of superimposing this. This is actually what I've always imagined augmented reality to be doing in the real world, like showing analytics and data and information to people at the point that it's used. Imagine a retail floor. Imagine being able to scan a QR code and see the sales performance for all the items on that particular shelf or on that particular line. It's exactly what's going on here. So I think this is super smart. This, to me, is the version of AR that I think will get sort of the most proliferated use out in the business. Maybe using your phone, moving your tablet. If we have smart glasses in the future, those will just have that embedded in. So maybe I'm a little bit crazy or cuckoo, but I've always thought this was something that was going to happen. And it's so good to see it here inside of the demo.
Now, this is insights right where we work, and it really increases our customers' confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're working from home, you're working from the office, or you're working directly with your customers, Tableau's AI capabilities give you the insights and the automation that you need in order to sell more effectively.
Cool.
Back to you, Aleene.
He rescued that pretty well, given they railroaded him halfway through that. That was pretty good.
That was an amazing demo. So we've talked about how to better collaborate around your data with people at your company. But how do you expand your network outside?
That's a bit random. I mean, whoever's doing the presentation cues here is just off point. That came up too early. I gave away her point. No reason to listen to her.
That's where the Tableau community comes in.
There you go.
Our Tableau community, hashtag our data fam, has over 1 million members around the globe in user groups, online, and when it's safe, in person. Now, the members of our community don't just engage in these user groups. They share their knowledge with the world on Tableau Public. Tableau Public today has over 750,000 authors, 4.5 million visits, and 2 billion views. Tableau Public is our free data platform where any one of you can create and share visualizations.
This is great. I love this. I love this. I love this because it's very much Tableau and, well, Slack as well, basically saying, hey, we already have the community of people to build stuff. Go find them. This is how active they are. This is how much they've done. So I love this. This is very much Tableau, Slack, Salesforce, talking to the Salesforce community and telling them, go find these people who already know how to build stuff. They can build it for you. That's kind of what she's saying.
Think of it as the YouTube of data. I've got one more exciting announcement for you all. We are announcing our new developer portal.
There you go.
This developer portal is the one-stop shop, and it allows you to create and build on our developer platform with its very own risk-free developer sandbox. This means any one of you can try new things and create amazing data experiences. So now I'm going to pass it back to Mark with some important action items. Mark, take it away.
It's pretty cool. Really interesting place to put the dashboard developer portal. I think it's like this. It's a very interesting place. This I wouldn't have said this was a developer audience. So why put that there? It just doesn't quite connect for me. But yeah, that's just very strange, right?
Awesome. Thanks, Aleene. That was great. So today, we've seen 3 steps to unleashing your data and building a data culture. First was speed with fast time to value with connectors and out-of-the-box templates. Next was intelligence, how you can infuse intelligence so everyone across your organization can take advantage of AI. And the last was how to collaborate with coworkers through Slack and across the whole Tableau community. So I want to leave you with 3 action items today to get started on your journey with Tableau.
Right.
First is join our data fam. Learn, ask questions, and get inspired by data people around the world. Second is to check out our data channel on Salesforce Plus for more great analytics content. And third, check out salesforce.com/analytics to learn more about our products, watch a demo, join a trial, and more. Thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon in person or virtually.
Very cool. I love that call out, like Salesforce. Come find our community of people that are already there, right? You're new, come find them. It's already active. And I think that's the right way of doing it. Why try and split the community? Why try and merge them? Instead, just bring the Salesforce community to Tableau users and vice versa. Okay, that's pretty much it. There's a sort of a vision for what Dreamforce is if you can make it. But there we go, pretty much it. So there was one last point I just wanted to make, which was actually about his sort of image here. Build a data culture, speed, intelligence, collaboration. At the very beginning, he did say that it was the tool was a small part of that. There's the people side, and then there's the tools. And he very much talked about Tableau being the tool. And I think Tableau do acknowledge this. There's something called the Tableau blueprint. If I just bring this up. And the Tableau blueprint here is very much Tableau acknowledging that this is what you have to do to get the people side of it working. And they have it broken down into these sort of different steps: agility, proficiency, community. These are the same things we almost heard: speed. What is it? What are they using here? Speed, intelligence, collaboration. It could almost sort of replace this: agility, proficiency, community. These are all basically the same words, right? And they have this lovely thing of 3s: repetition, repetition, repetition. It works. And so this makes a lot of sense. So if you've ever thought about how does Tableau think of the people side of this, well, this is not something you get with the product. I think it's really important to understand that data culture is sort of an amalgamation of the people who work in your organization, the shared values, how it all comes together, and how it's developed over time. Those are sort of some core components of culture. And Tableau acknowledges, and you don't get a data culture just because you've purchased Tableau. It's a really important sort of point to drum home. And Tableau recognizes this, and there's something called the Tableau blueprint. The Tableau blueprint kind of guides you through how to build on these different things. And it's actually a properly sort of well thought through guide on how to do this. It's very, very thorough. And it kind of starts right from the top. So what your executive team have to do, where your strategy has to go from. And you can kind of go into this into lots of depth and read more about it. So if I go into just the general overview, you'll see you get this diagram, and it's again broken down into these core components. And if you look over here on the left-hand side, you've got a lot of things there that can sort of help you out. So I just wanted to highlight that it is there. It's almost like a product in itself. It has its own help support document, but on the people side of thing, Tableau doesn't leave you hanging. So if you ever wondered how to go and do that people side of thing, then again, there's a great guide here that you can go to and you can find out more about. I'm surprised they didn't call that out. I'm surprised. Like, Mark's here talking about the data culture, and he spent a lot of time on the tools, but he could have just very simply called out that, hey, we have something called the Tableau blueprint, which maps out what we believe is the best way to go about doing this. And that would have been a simple call out. And I think it would really help a lot of Salesforce users who are having to build a data culture and sort of bring data to the organization. So that's sort of the only point I made. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed that. I found it like a really interesting talk. I'm going to check out some of the other videos in the data channel as well. I think it's important to do that. This was very much just one piece. And although it does talk about lots of different things, I was pleasantly surprised to see how much Tableau has been integrated into Salesforce. There's a few surprises there. There's a lot of Tableau capabilities we're used to seeing, ask data and explain data being used almost very liberally inside of Slack and inside of Salesforce as well. So this is great opportunity for a Tableau user, because suddenly your knowledge now applies itself to other platforms, and you can maybe expand your community and expand your network and even go work in some of those new places as well. So that's a really sort of great opportunity. But that's it from me. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what you thought. What did you think of this format? Me sort of just talking through a particular video. It's a bit weird because the actual session is 26 minutes and this video is definitely not 26 minutes. So it does take a bit longer, but it's just an interesting thing I might do for future sessions. Maybe chop them into parts to sort of make them a little bit more digestible. We have the Tableau conference coming up. I'm hoping to do something with Ravi again. But if we don't get a chance to do that, then we'll definitely do something ourselves, maybe even live stream at the event. So yeah, check that out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this, you know what to do. If not, let me know in the comments below and I'll catch you in the next one as I knock my mic as I try and sign off for today. Take it easy.